In this tutorial, we'll show you how to use the Intersection Input dialog to set up basic intersection configuration and specify various approach level parameters in SIDRA Intersection 7. If you are new to SIDRA Intersection, please watch the user interface videos first. When the program starts, the Site tab will first open with an empty default project in the project pane. We'll create and configure roundabout, sign-controlled, and signalized intersection sites as examples. Note that we will continue to use the sites created in this project as examples in further Site Input dialog video tutorials and specify the additional data required for these sites in each tutorial. Let's configure the roundabout site first. In the Add New Site group in the ribbon, click the Roundabout command and then select Roundabout Unsignalized 2-Lane Site. The corresponding default roundabout site will be added to the project. Remember to save your projects regularly, as a project file is not saved automatically after changes are made. Let's save our project as Site Input 1R. Click Layout in the ribbon to view a detailed picture of the physical layout of the default roundabout at a functional level. The layout picture is not drawn to an exact scale and is not intended to be a design drawing. You can use the slider at the bottom right-hand side of the layout picture to zoom in or out. When specifying data in the Site Input dialogs, it's important to consider their effect on the networks to be created using these sites, since the networks are formed simply as a connected set of sites in SIDRA Intersection. Click Intersection in the Site Input section of the project pane to open the dialog. It's important that you always start your data specification with the Intersection dialog first. This is because the intersection configuration established in this dialog will determine the geometry and movement data structure used in all other dialogs. Then, follow the input dialogs down the list in the Site Input section for the same reason. Remember that Site Input dialogs will vary according to the site type. The dialog consists of the Intersection tab and the Properties tab. In all input dialogs, dialog tips can be accessed by clicking the link provided at the bottom left corner. You can keep the dialog tips open while you are modifying the data in this dialog, or close it by clicking the link again. Let's review the dialog buttons first before making changes in this dialog. OK means accept the changes and close the dialog. When you do not want the changes to be saved, click Cancel or press the Escape key. Use Apply to accept the changes and keep the dialog open. You don't need to click this if you are going to click OK or Process. Process means accept the data changes, close the dialog, and process input data carrying out computations to produce output. The site name, site ID, and site title are useful for input and output purposes. The site name and site ID identify the site in the project pane and in output reports and displays. The site ID will be useful for easy identification of the site in networks. In the Site Title field, you can enter more detailed information about this site. This will appear in the output reports and displays. The Approach Editor is used for selection of both existing and non-existing legs. You can delete or add legs to modify the geometry of the intersection or rotate the intersection to suit your case. Click a leg or use the F2 or Shift F2 key or the mouse wheel to select an intersection leg. After selecting the leg, use the Leg Geometry drop-down list in the Approach Geometry group to choose an option to define the geometry of the selected leg. Let's delete the north leg to configure a 3-leg roundabout site as described in the Site Title field. The relevant data changes will be done automatically in other input dialogues. Click the Apply button and check the layout picture in the background. This will show the new intersection configuration. We will do further changes in the lane geometry dialog to achieve the desired lane configuration. As you make changes to the intersection geometry, it's recommended that you view the layout picture regularly to make sure that you specified the desired intersection configuration correctly. The program allocates the word road name as the default leg name. Double-click to select it and type the name. Let's give simple names: South Road, East Road, and so on. Click Apply to see the updated layout picture showing the road names. In the Approach Geometry group, you can specify the approach distance and exit distance values. These are particularly important in network modeling. The exit distance will be the same as approach distance when the default program option is selected. Where necessary, the input option can be used to specify a different exit distance. Let's specify an approach distance for the selected South Road in this example. If you wish to apply a change to all legs, click the Quick Input button and then select OK. Make good use of Quick Input, which is an important function available in all input dialogues for easy data entry. Click Cancel so that we do not apply the approach distance change to other legs in this example. Extra bunching parameter in the approach data group is mainly used to allow the effect of upstream signals on the capacity of roundabouts and two-way sign-controlled intersections. The program option will result in automatic calculation of extra bunching in network analysis. When this option is used in separate site analysis, the extra bunching value will be 0. In this case, select the Input option to specify a value using the values recommended in the user guide. Now, click the Properties tab to inspect the site attributes and, if desired, enter more detailed notes about the site in the Site Information box. Click OK to close the dialog. Save the project. Let's close the layout display. Now, we will add a stop sign control site to our project and change its basic configuration in the intersection input dialog. Click the Sign Control command in the Add New Site group in the ribbon and select the Stop Two-Way East-West Major Road site. Click Layout to view a functional layout picture of the default stop sign control site. Then open the Intersection Input dialog. When the site type is two-way stop or two-way give-way or yield, the Sign Control section appears with the Approach Control drop-down list at the bottom of the dialog. The Approach Control parameter can be used to reconfigure control conditions at a two-way sign-controlled intersection. The rest of the dialog is identical to the intersection dialog for the roundabout site. Let's remove the south leg and inspect the new layout. Now, click the Rotate button twice to rotate the site so that the major road is in north-south direction. Complete the site data fields and the road names. Click OK to accept the changes and close the dialog. Save the project again. Let's close the layout display. Now, we will add a signalized intersection to the project and inspect the intersection input dialog. Click the Signals command in the Add New Site group in the ribbon and select the @grade intersection site. Click Layout to view a functional layout picture of the default signalized intersection site. Open the Intersection Input dialog. For Signals sites, the intersection dialog has the Signals section with the area type factor parameter at the bottom of the dialog. This parameter affects the lane saturation flow rates. For an intersection in a city center environment, a value of 0.9 is recommended for reduced saturation flow rates. Let's apply this value to all approaches using the Quick Input function. Complete the site data fields and road names. Click OK to accept the changes we made and close the dialog. Let's save the project. This concludes our tutorial for the Intersection Input dialog in SIDRA Intersection 7. We will continue to use these sites as examples in the movement definitions and lane geometry video tutorials. To learn more about the parameters used in this dialog, please refer to the user guide.